Hello, welcome. You know what? I did something. I'm not sure what I did. Oh, oops, here I go. Oh, you know what? Think I got the wrong camera going here. Um, shoot. Just 1 second here. See, because I got two cameras. Okay, there we go. Hello, welcome to another episode of our live stream, My Journey to the Trinity. Happy to be with you. Happy to be with me. And God bless you. Habla, hello, Andrew Martin, Green Tea, Tiger. God bless you all. And Aleph El Tamimi, Elaf. God bless you guys. Yeah, I just saw a little bit of Mohammed Hijab going all victimhood. Do all that their busy schedules. I think, yeah. You know, Mohammed Hijab had a black. If Mohammed Hijab, I kind of said the other day, if anything happens to Mohammed Hijab, they, like he has to go to prison or something, that is going to turn it into a martyrdom situation, and he came out today and he has a video and he is, dude, it's packed with everything that I expected. And I don't know what's going to happen. He got a $900,000 bill. It's a 760,000 pound bill for the lawsuit. Having to pay the legal fees and everything like that. Which comes out to almost $1 million. It's $900,000. Enormous amount of money. I don't know. Maybe for him it's not a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure what his financial situation is, but $900,000. Yes. Oh, was he caught drinking whiskey on the beach? I'm afraid to say that. Yeah, just kidding. But anyway, he did a response video with a friend of his today, and I listened to it at work, and I thought, dang, there's so many things in here that are just, dude, if he has people that listen to him, that follow him and idolize him and emulate him, he's going to get away with this. So anyway, let's just watch the video and we'll just comment as we see different things on it. And and I think one thing important to keep in mind is the fact that Mohammed Hijab is the one who filed the lawsuit. So it's not like the Spectator magazine filed the lawsuit against him. He filed the lawsuit for reputational damage or whatever. So anyway, but he's with his friend named Ahmed, and I wonder if this guy was one of the 75. I wonder if this guy is one of the 75 who are in that room, in that Snapchat room. I don't know, but anyway, let's just listen to what they have to say, because I think there's a lot of issues in it. So, okay.
You guys doing? Well, by popular demand, Ahmed al-Basuni, a person who's to my left,
Wow.
left, and who has contributed quite effectively, I think,
Wow. Really bad.
in the last video about feminism, has come back to contribute again to these topics. How you doing, Ahmed?
Alhamdulillah, Habib. How you
You're
doing?
starting to make a splash on the social media scene, are you?
Not bad.
Yeah, you're doing some
Not
training, are you? And you're doing some public talking and all these kind of things.
Dabbling in a few different things. You know what I'm
Why
saying?
not? You know.
Got to keep your options open. You know? Dabble in a few different
Yeah,
things.
well, yeah, you know.
Furthermore,
No?
actually, speaking of dabbling
Yeah,
in a few different
please,
things, and
yeah.
what have you?
What you want to
I
say?
think
What you want to say?
maybe we should.
What you want to say?
Maybe we should address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
Obviously, there's been quite a bit of
Yeah.
what some could consider controversy or lot of talk about
Yeah, well, the court ruling. The spectator court ruling.
That's right.
Of
That's
Douglas
right.
Murray.
That's right. So I wanted to see,
Yeah.
like, you know,
Well, look, I mean, the thing is, I mean, I didn't expect it to go that way. Number one, I was very disappointed, very disheartened with the ruling.
You know, the way he's talking right now is really calm, really, you know, mature and everything. And but the way he was talking in the court, according to the judge, that's the real Mohammed Hijab that we know on. So according to what the judge wrote, you know, in the so anyway, yeah, so he's being really cool here. And I don't know who this guy is, Ahmed Basyouni. I don't know if this is one of his friends or who it is. I don't know him. Maybe some of you guys know him from before. So,
However, when I researched the judge, with all due respect to him,
you guys, he's talking about the judge here, and I don't know, but I'm not sure if this is permissible in England for you to talk against the judge. But he's, you know, he's going to try here to discredit the judge as a bigot or as not necessarily a bigot, even though I'm not sure exactly how he's discrediting him. But he, yeah, I'm not sure if that's, I don't know. Judging by what I heard, you're not supposed to talk about the judge in England, but this is why he prefaces everything with, in my opinion, you know, and so.
you know, he's a person who's represented, because obviously before judges do become judges, they have to become, they're barristers usually before that. And he's represented the MI6, I believe it is. He's actually been part of an inquiry called the Swede Inquiry about torturing Iraqi victims. And he rubbished the claims. I mean, he decided that there was no credible evidence, in his words, that any such torture was happening. So I don't believe he's a neutral person. And I believe his judgment was fraud.
Okay. So he's saying he's not neutral, like he had an agenda in this you know, decision that he made against Mohammed Hijab for the Spectator newspaper. But the MI6, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like it's the Secret Intelligence Service of England, of the United Kingdom. So I'm not sure if that's supposed to be a bad thing, but he also talked about torture of Muslims or Iraqis or something.
With bias. And in fact,
okay, bias. Okay, so you know, it doesn't strike me as someone who's repentant. Doesn't strike me as someone who has looked inside and wondered, hey, did I do something wrong? So
some of the things that he mentioned in the judgment, bro, was absolutely off topic. Like he would say, oh, Mohammed Hijab is a physically imposing person. Okay, something to that effect. He's physically imposing.
Well,
that's got nothing
to
complete
lie.
No, but I mean, what place does such a comment have in a legal judgment? You know, and he'll make things like, you know, he's accusing me of lying in this.
Okay, accusing me of lying, and the judge did that. He did say Mohammed Hijab lied, but maybe the judge knew. I mean, did the judge just kind of pull that out of the air? or maybe he did lie. I mean, a judge, is the judge going to, for instance, when he said that when he was talking about these weak people who believe in reincarnation, and he says that wasn't about Hindus, it was about the Hindutva or whatever. And but those are the beliefs of Hindus, reincarnation, and so they're the judge. And then the whole topic of the money. And I mean, I don't think the judge just said, let's call this guy a liar just for the heck of it. I think there was things that he blatantly lied about to where the judge would say that. Okay. For the judge to say he was a liar, there must have been stuff there for him to say that.
In that instance, in the other instance, when I was in this protest, when I was in Golders Green and stuff like that, and it is on issues which are interpretive. And he is
okay. Now I don't understand exactly what he means. Things that are interpretive. I don't know exactly what he's talking about there. I don't know exactly what he means. This is like open for interpretation. Well,
this, I would call this jurisprudential overreach.
Jurisprudential overreach. Jurisprudential, 5-syllable word. Overreach. That's one thing that Mohammed Hijab is good at, is using multisyllabic words. Okay. And this is also very much an Islamic, jurisprudence. They talk about that a lot in Islam too, when they talk about hadith and they talk about Sharia law and stuff. So.
Okay, where he's gone way further than what he should have gone.
He went way further than he's supposed to have gone. You know what I think about this, you guys? If I just kind of take a break here real quick and just kind of give my opinion, okay, and my interpretive opinion of this, is that this kind of reminds me of what Yasser Qadhi said about hadith science in the Western academia. And he said nobody in Western academia takes hadith science seriously. They all think it's a joke. All Western academics, he said, there was not one who considered it real science. They think it's a joke. Okay, and it's kind of like this Eastern mythology hits the hard wall of Western science and Western philosophy and Western culture, and it crumbles. And so that's what I kind of feel with what he's saying here. I feel like, again, you got this Islamic worldview with this arrogance and all of this pomposity hitting Western legal system. And it just doesn't stand up. I mean, he says he was expecting that he was going to win, and that's very clear from, remember what he said in the court when the lawyer for the Spectator spoke, and then Mohammed Hijab says to him, according to the court documents, he says, this isn't, you're a good lawyer, but this is a non-salvageable case. I mean, he really thought he was going to win. He really thought he was going to win. And he even just said that, so anyway.
And I believe, honestly, bro, this is bias. And I think there's some...
It's bias, right? Discrediting the judge. Dude, I wonder if this is allowed in England. I'm not sure.
Kind of motivation, which I don't know what
I don't know what kind of motivation. Like the judge has another motivation, ulterior motive.
Is, but we're going to have to find out. I'm obviously appealing the judgment.
He's going to appeal the judgment. Okay.
But I think that I made a mistake, and the mistake has been putting a bit too much trust in the justice systems in the West. Now we've had
Okay, there you go. He put too much trust in the justice systems of the West. Yeah, but yeah, he put too much trust in the justice systems of the West. Really? So he's the total victim here. And it's the justice system that is out to get him.
had victories. I mean, you would have remembered this very year, we overturned a victory, a ban to 26 Schengen countries, etc., etc. We've had victories. We've even had settlements, which we can't even speak about here. Many settlements, which we can't even speak about because a part of the clause is not to speak about it. But it comes with the territory, bro. Like, you win some, you lose some.
Yeah.
You put yourself out there. You know, you go to court. You've got a person like Douglas Murray. He's vociferously an enemy of Islam, an enemy of the Palestinian people.
Enemy of the Palestinian people. You know, when he calls someone the enemy of Islam, that's dangerous. Didn't he say that about Aisha too? She's an enemy of Islam. He said that about Aisha too, right? When Ali Dawah in that chat group, when Ali Dawah says we don't want to push her to suicide, and then Mohammed Hijab says if she's an enemy of Islam, we shouldn't care. So that's a dangerous thing to call somebody an enemy of Islam. You know, because the Quran talks about what you do to enemies of Allah. It's not good.
Someone who was sitting in Gaza, you know, when all this stuff was happening, he was given privileged access by Netanyahu and the IDF. Okay, sorry,
which for me kind of just tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, to be honest, you know, and bro, look, the other side, they had one of the strongest law firms in the country, which get RPC, which get around, I think, 170 billion pounds revenue a year. We were operating on a no-win, no-fee arrangement, and it is what it is. But that's not going to perturb us. In fact, in any event, if this happens again, we are now more equipped. Actually, we've come out with a lot more learning experience from this. To be honest, I have personally learned a lot more about UK law. It's the first time I was a witness, because that's what I was. I was a witness to this trial.
He was the witness. Isn't he the one who filed the lawsuit? He wasn't just a witness. Didn't he file the lawsuit against the guy? Wasn't he the plaintiff? I mean, what do you call the person who plaintiff, person who brings a case against another? There's a plaintiff. Yeah, plaintiff. He's the one who brought the complaint against Douglas Murray. You know, he's the one who filed the lawsuit against Douglas Murray and against the Spectator. So he's not just a witness. I mean, a bystander. He's the one the Spectator didn't file a lawsuit against him. He filed the lawsuit against them.
First time I was put in that position, I didn't understand how to deal with it.
He wasn't put in that position. He put himself and the Spectator and Douglas Murray in that position. He wasn't put in that position. He put himself in that position.
In the proper way, but now I have a lot more experience. It's a completely new forum. I mean, look, I mean, I've done many things in the last couple of years. I've done a professional MMA fight. You know, I've done multiple debates, multiple podcasts, and I've been in the courtroom. So I cannot,
he's an MMA fighter, and I think he's, you know, because he's trying to get some MMA somebody to fight him on October 11th. He wants October 11th. I think it's October 11th. I don't know why October 11th, but he wants somebody to MMA fight, somebody to volunteer to fight him or something. And this was on his X, Twitter. And so
will not win everything. And that's just something that's possible.
It's not just will not win everything. This was a major loss because of your behavior in court, because of your, according to the judge, because of your dishonesty, according to the judge, because of your behavior, your pomposity. I think it sounds to me, this is my opinion. He's going to be saying that a lot too. It's my opinion. This is my opinion. He's trying to sweep it under the rug like, yeah, you win some, you lose some. But this is a pretty big loss. $900,000 he has to pay. And
I think even like if you look at the life of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
oh, wow. Now he's going to be compared to Muhammad. Now his friend is going to compare him to Muhammad, you guys.
there were even not every single battle was won, and that doesn't mean that he wasn't upon the haqq. You know what I mean? It just goes to show that as you mentioned, you win some, you lose some.
That's
and the losses, if you want to consider them losses,
Yeah.
Are
$900,000 is a loss. Yeah.
opportunities for growth and
Opportunity for growth. Yes.
opportunities for learning.
It is. This is now like, subhanAllah, the whole Dawah sector has learned from this. Like, we have definitely looked.
Yeah, they're learning a lot, and their names, a lot of them are very scared because they're part of that ChatGPT group, and their names are about to be exposed, possibly by behind veils. One thing that one thing you never hear about in this, you never hear about a woman named Aisha, and and Aisha was on with David Wood and Thaddeus live, and so she was, dude. It's so funny listening to this and listening to that at the same time, because you got these two conversations going on, and they're both related to him. And you're listening to him here. He's a victim here. He's a hero, historic figure is what he calls himself, And well, he doesn't call himself historic. He says that if they put him in jail, he's going to be considered a historical figure. Boy, yay, like Martin Luther King, So or Mandela.
Looked at this case. We've looked at what we can and can't do in defamation. Bro, like, to be honest, last 2 years we were on this case. And if I'm being honest, I have learned so much about defamation. So much, like what is defamation? What is it? What, for something to be defamatory, what does it have to be? So I realized that there's two elements to a normal defamation case. There's the defamatory element, which this judge, to his credit, although he's completely
biased, in my opinion. Well, I remember, in my opinion, you have to throw in that that little escape clause there, in my opinion. But you know what, you guys, that sounded like word salad to me. That whole thing about defamatory, it sounded like a word salad to me. It sounds like a sentence that Kamala Harris could have written for him,
And I will be appealing this.
If he says this one more time, yes, he's going to appeal him. He said that 16 times already.
Judgment ruling, whatever. He did say that what Douglas Murray said was defamatory according to common law. So there's that element. It's not enough, though. And they defended on truth, and they defended on something called serious harm. Serious harm is where you have to prove that there was a reputational harm to you, and you have to prove that there was also like maybe a financial harm or a psychological harm, etc. But I did my own research, and I think that the reason the judge dismissed this particular case was not convincing, and the things that he said about that particular, let's say, subsection of the law were very unconvincing, and they will be appealed. I'm not going to reveal what I'm going to say, but I will be appealing them And in fact, I don't think he's going to have a response.
He doesn't. The judge said that his evidence was worthless. It was worthless. And,
Essentially, it's not over.
Oh, it's not over. It's not over. And this is not just, look, you have to understand, when you go through a 2-year legal battle, now I am battle hardened. Now my solicitors are battle hardened. Now,
who are his solicitors? I'm wondering, who are his solicitors who are battle hardened with him? I'm not sure exactly what that, who his solicitors are.
All of the solicitors that are representing Muslim people are battle. Now we know.
All the solicitors, I want to hear that again. See, because he's just turned it into an Islamic issue. Okay.
Hardened. Now, all of the solicitors that are representing Muslim people are battle.
All
now,
of the solicitors who are representing Muslim people are battle hardened. So this is an Islamic issue.
We know this is what you can
know.
The mistake you can make. It's like a fight. We both compete in martial arts. So it's like we do grappling competitions all the time. Okay, this guy put me in a Kimura, or this guy put me in a guillotine. Okay, this is how I'm gonna avert it the next time.
Yeah.
You have to go through this, and the community must also be patient with this, frankly, because there's
the community. See, this is a community thing. This is the whole community has to be patient. And I'm not saying that he's not feeling that a lot of people in the community are turning on him, in the Muslim community are turning on him. A lot of people are not coming to his aid right now. But it's interesting. He's kind of now brought the community into this.
Elements of the community who want activism to be done, who want us to go after these people who are perpetrators of multiple crimes. But when we do...
Perpetrators of multiple crimes. Go after these people who are perpetrators of multiple crimes. Who are these people who are... Is he talking about the Spectator? I'm asking, is he talking about Spectator? Is he talking about Douglas Murray? Who are these perpetrators of multiple crimes?
So, and sometimes we're unsuccessful with it. They're very impatient. Well, I'm sorry, but there's going to be moments like this, and we all have to be patient together. And the Quran
together
gives us this. It gives us this injunction. It gives us this, rabitu wa sabiru.
Be patient. Sabiru means be patient.
Be patient together, etc. And there's all kinds of verses
and multiple examples from the Seerah as well.
Yeah,
where the Muslims were treated badly, and they had to be patient, and
they were treated badly. I mean, was he treated badly? He's the one who filed this lawsuit, and he lost. He filed the lawsuit and he lost. Why was he treated badly? Is there any self-awareness there? Any introspection?
It doesn't represent the fact that they were upon falsehood. That's not.
Well,
that doesn't represent that they were on falsehood. Well, according to the judge, I think it does. According to the judge,
that what should be taken away from this whole thing.
This is Hukm al-Jahiliyyah anyway. This is
Hukm al-Jahiliyyah. Jahiliyyah, you guys, is the time of ignorance. Hukm means the verdict of the Jahiliyyah, the ignorance. So, Jahiliyyah is the pre-Islamic time in Arabia. It's called the time of ignorance. Hukum means like the verdict or the judgment of the ignorant.
Man-made law.
Man-made law.
We believe that the ultimate law is the Quran and the Sunnah. The full, blemishless, perfect, infallible law which is ultimately true and is not susceptible to any mistake or anything like that is the Quran and the Sunnah. But we unabashedly, unapologetically say so. So if somebody using common law of the British system or any other country in the world look at something and they say something is unjust, I'm sorry, that's not a definitive moral statement, and we don't consider it as such.
And I think, imagine like even like absolute worst case scenario, you get imprisoned for this sort of thing,
for contempt of court or anything like that.
Yeah, well,
Contempt of court.
it doesn't, like, again, how many ulama got imprisoned?
Yeah.
Ibn Taymiyyah.
Okay, so now he's like the scholar. First of all, he was compared to Muhammad. Now he's going to be compared to the scholars, the ulama.
Yeah, Ahmed bin Hanbal.
Yeah.
Compared to Ahmed Hanbal.
Like, and it doesn't go to show that, or it doesn't prove that they were upon batil, that they were upon falsehood.
Yeah.
If anything, it's actually almost the contrary.
Okay, now Hanbal and those guys, they were like imprisoned for controversial teachings and stuff, but this guy, he filed the lawsuit and he lost, and he has to pay for the case. Okay, it's not about some virtuous principle. It's, he got a bill, he has to pay the bill. The bill is $900,000. And so it's not really about some kind of principle. There's no principle here. There's no principle here. There's money. There's a big bill.
If they do that to me, they'll be doing me the greatest favor. I'm not going to lie to you, because it's making me into a historical figure.
Yeah, boy, yeah, mashallah. Watch this guy.
If they do that to me, they'll be doing me the greatest favor. I'm not going to lie to you, because it's making me into a historical figure.
Yeah, boy, yeah, mashallah. It says, if they do that to me, put him in prison, they're doing me a great favor, because they're making me into a historical figure. Like is it for preaching Islam? Are they doing this because he's been preaching Islam there for how many years, how many decades he's been out there preaching Islam? Is that what this case was about? That he was preaching Islam? It wasn't about preaching Islam. It was about a lawsuit that he filed against a spectator. And he lost, and he has to pay $900,000. That's what this is about. It's not about principle. It's not about Islam even. It's about money. But
okay.
Careful, wishful, brother.
No, I'm not wishing for any. I'll be honest, I'm not wishing for that. But I'm saying that if they go that far, then it's a clear agenda.
A clear agenda. You see, that's dangerous there, because this means that when he says clear agenda, I think it could be. My opinion of what he's saying is that this is a Christian Muslim thing. This is an anti-Muslim thing happening here. I don't know. That's what I see it as when he says there's an agenda, or what is the agenda he's talking about.
And it will be manifest to the society, like, okay, well, now you bring someone in for something like that. But having said that, look, I mean, we're ready for anything. What Ibn Taymiyyah, you mentioned Ibn Taymiyyah, what he said is that, what can my enemy do to me?
Yeah.
That.
By the way, he took that from the Bible. The Bible says, what can my enemy do to me? But Ibn Taymiyyah, years later,
if you kill me, then you make me into a martyr.
If you kill me, you make me a martyr.
Make me into a shaheed. And if you put me in prison, if you kick me out of the land, then it's tourism for me.
It's tourism. So if he gets kicked out of England, it's tourism for him. Either a martyr or a tourist. You have to be a martyr or a tourist.
And if you put me into prison, then it's seclusion with Allah. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you got to look at things in a positive way. And the same thing goes with this. Like, I look at this in a positive way. like I said, I've learned from this. I've learned about the process. It's the first time I've done it. I'm not a lawyer, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't derive my self-worth, as I'm sure you don't, whoever else, right? I do not derive my self-concept or my self-worth from my ability to win court cases.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer.
Mm.
So
My self-worth. These are such Western concepts. It's so interesting listening to someone who's a da'i and so Islam-minded, yet talking such Western concepts, self-worth, you know.
if I win or lose court cases, that's in a sense outside of my jurisdictions, outside of my roles, outside of my abilities.
How many court cases have there been whereby the person who was actually completely guilty managed to get off completely scot-free? Why? Because he had a fantastic solicitor, and because of legal loopholes or what have you.
Exactly.
And it goes back to that point you were saying about man-made law. Right?
Yeah.
Man-made law.
It's
I mean,
man-made law.
obviously,
it's man-made law.
You see, you know, they're going to try to. He brought the lawsuit against the Spectator, and he lost. I mean, call it man-made law. You're the one who filed the lawsuit in a British court against the Spectator.
yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. We'll go back to the thing that we normally frequently get to in Dawah, which is objective truth and subjective truth.
Absolutely.
And man-made law is
subjective.
Undoubtedly subjective. It's not.
Man-made law is subjective. Really? He's even said that in many cases he's won court cases. He said that. He wasn't complaining then, you know, but now, because he lost, man-made laws are subjective. And, you know, that...
Fine.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not.
But, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And I'm glad that we covered this point because...
It is what it is. That's one thing that they've said over and over and over and over again, too.
Do you know what? I'll be honest. One thing I would say about this as well is I was quite surprised. Okay. Well, I was surprised at the amount of right-wing newspapers that came out speaking about this. Telegraph came out, the Spectator came out again. Two or three different articles.
Okay, the Spectator wrote about it. Wasn't he suing the Spectator? So are they not going to write about the fact that they won? Aren't they going to write about the fact that they won?
Jewish Chronicle came out. The Independent as well. Are you sure? Sorry, the Telegraph. I don't know. There are so many of them that came out. Even in India, some of them came out. Do you know what I mean? And do you know the headline is, Mohammed Hijab loses in a court. Or judge finds Mohammed Hijab, whatever the headline may be, right? Who is Mohammed Hijab that you've made him so important?
Yeah, but yeah, made him so important. Made him so important. Made him so important. Yeah, but yeah, it's like, I don't know. When I hear that, it's like, dude, I think you're, you missed the whole thing. I think what this required of you was humility and introspection. Instead, it's increasing the negative aspects of narcissism. That's what it looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. Like who's Mohammed Hijab? MashaAllah.
Think of the following, right? You know, if somebody here, local imam, and these guys are better than I am, you know, more knowledgeable and mashallah in this area or any other area. I'm just saying for the sake of local imam loses a defamation case. It's not going to make the news.
People in the mosque won't know.
Why have you guys spent £1 million, more than £1 million? I don't know how much you spent on me.
Didn't he file the lawsuit? Did they spend £1 million on him? Or did he file a lawsuit on them, against them? Did they spend £1 million on him? Did anybody, am I missing something here? Did somebody spend £1 million on him? You know, it's like, I'm just wondering, they spent £1 million on him. That's how much he's going to have to pay.
Why are you celebrating this victory? Because you consider me to be a significant opponent. And in fact,
significant opponent.
That's flattering to me.
Flattering. Yeah, well, yeah.
I'm sorry to say it might sound narcissistic, egotistic.
Yes, it does. To me, it does sound narcissistic, and he's the one who said it. He said it. It sounds narcissistic. Yes, to me, it does sound narcissistic.
Oh, he's an egomaniac. He's a narcissist.
That's what it sounds like to me.
He's saying that. But all you're doing by doing this, you're overcompensating this much, is you're
overcompensating. Oops, sorry guys, I lost. Shoot.
Well, it doesn't prove that they were upon batil, that they were upon falsehood.
Yeah.
Imagine like even like
a mistake or anything like that is the Quran and the Sunnah, the full blemishless, perfect common law of the British system or any other.
How many ulama?
And we'll continue doing that. We're building people. And my dawah has an impact only because the people. You needed RPC. Lose a defamation case. It's not going to make the news. Why have you guys spent £1 million? More than £1 million. I don't know how much you spent on me.
There's my question. If anybody knows, who spent £1 million on him?
Why are you celebrating this victory? Because you consider me to be a significant opponent. And in fact, that's flattering to me. I'm sorry to say it might sound narcissistic.
Even though he's the one who filed the lawsuit and he lost.
Egotistical. Oh, he's an egomaniac. He's a narcissist. He's saying that. But all you're doing by doing this, you're overcompensating this much, is you're assuring me of my own self-worth. Going back to the point.
Oh boy, yay, self-worth. Yo, boy, yay. This guy's got the Western trigger words there. Self-worth, self-esteem, combined with Islam and a victim complex and the narcissist.
So he's so important that you needed RPC. Yeah, RPC, one of the biggest law firms in the country, with one of the biggest revenues in the country, and this much budget. Some of the greatest probably lawyers in the country, like Greg Callas and I forgot the other guy's name, Mark Lewis, I think his name was, or Bennett something, whatever their names are. They were very good and they knew all the points and everything. Is excellent.
Well, it goes to show that your dawah has an impact.
Your dawah has an impact. What? How does this relate to his dawah? How does this relate to his dawah? He filed a lawsuit against the Spectator because of an article that they wrote about him, that the judge found that because he said that they defamed him and they caused him a loss of finances. The judge looked at his records, called them worthless, and said, you know what? You don't have evidence, proof that this happened. It has nothing to do with your dawah. Has nothing to do with your Islamic dawah. But by conflating this with your dawah, you can turn it into something in the eyes of the people who follow you and the people who still believe you.
And my dawah has an impact only because the people watching this at home have allowed that to be the case. And that's why I'm very grateful to the Muslim community. I want to say this. Without the Muslim community who have given me the platform, who have stood by my side and have been patient with me, supported me. And we've supported, it's been reciprocal, but we are brothers. We are in a fraternity together.
Yeah, there's 75 of you.
Me and the Muslim community, we have been able to, in the English speaking, in the Arabic speaking, and in the world really, create something. And we'll continue doing that. We're building people. And that's why it's important. I want to probably end here as well. That don't put all your eggs in one or two baskets. We need more than one die, two dies, three. We need to create so many dies so that if one of them goes down, if they put one in prison or kill one of them, that the other one's there.
If they kill one of them, who's they?
This is part of the reason why I brought Ahmed Al-Basuni. After, because he's starting his own platform, and I attest that he's an excellent asset as well, inshallah. We started together, and I want people to, my job now is to make sure that if I'm not around, other people can carry the torch. And you've got your handle, we're going to put it in the description. So
Ahmed_Al-Basuni.
I'm sure people are going to be, after this, I think after this, they're going to be going to your Instagram, is it?
Instagram, TikTok,
YouTube, everything.
Yeah,
and look, we need to have so many dies. They have, sorry to put it this way, Akhi. How many pornographers do they have? People that engage in pornography. Is there, we have enough dies? Is there ever a time where they say, well, we've got enough, like, what's that thing called that they pay monthly for?
Subscription?
Is it the sexual something? What's it? I forget what's called.
OnlyFans.
Yeah. They never say, we have enough OnlyFans models.
No.
They never say, we have enough pornography actors. They never say we have enough actresses. They never say we have enough musicians. They never say but we, for some reason, have to say, we have enough dies now. We don't have enough dies. We need du'at from every country using social media. Because number one, if we get taken out, number two, if we make mistakes, personal.
I don't know. Is that a reference to Aisha? I don't know.
Mistakes, sins, mishaps, whatever it may be. And people no longer have the trust in us that they once did, or whatever it may be. So sometimes we can be falsely accused of things. And still
falsely accused of things.
People are no longer. We need a group of people, bro, so that the dawah can spread with different personalities, different temperaments, different dispositions, and different language. And this part of my life, Akhi, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring new people in. I'm trying to, because I sense that they're coming for me, bro. And I've said this. I told these.
I sense they're coming for me.
People. I told everybody when the alleged Elon Musk threats came.
The Elon Musk.
I told them this, Akhi. Elon Musk came and said, I'm going to be funding Tommy Robinson for his legal battles. He knows full well that one of the legal battles against me. Yeah. I can't tell you that me as a working class, West London guy, I'm going to be able to stand up to all of that in a court of law and be
working class West London guy now.
These guys, because I just don't have the technical knowledge for it. Without the people watching at home and without our diligent work, we can't do anything. But the point to be noted is we have to spread the dawah and have many different dawah figures so that if one goes down, there's so many other figures and so many other people that people can take knowledge from and benefit from, inshallah. With that, we will conclude. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hey, you!
Boy! You're finished, boy! Dang. Yeah, dude. I don't even know what to think of that, man. I don't even know what to think. I know what I feel about it, and sheepers. Anyway, all right. Well, that was Mohammed Hijab. That was his comment on what's been going on. And sure, he's he's got the right to express himself. He's in the West, in a Christian country that allows freedom of expression. Um, yeah, Jeremy brings up some good. He says we aren't supposed to gloat over the vanquished, but Hijab deserves all the. I think, for me, one of the reasons I did this, this has been going on, and I think it's going to be going on for a lot longer. And we're talking about the Aisha angle, about the woman angle, his hotel wife angle. That's a whole different world, and that's still going on full force, and but there's things he said there. There's things he said that I think are wrong. There's things he said there that I think are wrong, and that he's having the wrong reaction to what's happened to him. And I don't agree with his framing of this, like they're out to get me. They're coming for me. He's the one who filed this lawsuit, and he lost. He filed the lawsuit, and he's got a $900,000 bill now. He filed the lawsuit. He's got a $900,000 bill because he lost. And the judge said a lot of unflattering things about him. And so, yeah, you know what, Elisa? Nobody exposes Islam as good as this guy does. Him and Ali Dawah. They expose Islam more than anybody else. So, and but when he's saying, I have a feeling they're coming for me, they're out to get me. You know what? You've lived in England all these years. You've prospered in England. You've been allowed to do your dawah in England. And England has been so good to you. England has allowed you the platform to express yourself and all of those. And now you filed the lawsuit in court and you lost. And so you got to pay the bill. And so, but, he's going to appeal. Is he going to appeal in a Sharia court? Is he going to appeal in a Sharia court? Because he says that he doesn't trust the Western legal system. Is he going to appeal in a Sharia court, or is he going to appeal in a British court? Anyway, it's been a real education watching this situation. It's been an education about Britain. I mean, we're learning about Britain, that Britain still does have some principles. Britain does still have some principles, and that it is not just rolling over and playing dead. And so anyway, we just watch and see what happens next. And by the way, some of you may be wondering, what is that 13 days up there in the corner? Well, it's 13 days to my birthday, you guys. And so I just wanted to help so that you guys, so people don't forget, because I know some people really want to know. And so, yes, you still have 13 days till my birthday. And so that's why that is there. So, yeah, that was a very 30. Yeah. Yeah, right. So let's just look real close, see if there's let's see if there's anything else. I'm just wondering if Behind Veils has yet put out their list. Okay, it doesn't look like it. Okay. Nope. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so this is Ahmed's channel. Donate now. Okay. All right. Well, there you go, you guys. I just wanted to kind of show you that and kind of give you my opinion. These things are my opinion about what I think about Mohammed Hijab and about him, about, you know, it just, I mean, it's hard to lose a court. I mean, it's never happened to me, but, I've never filed a lawsuit against somebody, but he did. And he lost. And so I'm sure it's not easy. But still, I'm not sure his reaction is the right one. So, all right, you guys. Well, that's what I wanted to kind of talk about today. And give me just 1 second. I just want to go check one thing, and I'll be right back. I'll be right back in a second. All right. Okay. Oh, let's see. You know what? It's a little bit late for the guitar tonight. And so we'll go ahead and delay it till tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out. And if you haven't done it, please do it now. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. Jesus, help me. Jesus, forgive me. Jesus, come into my heart. يسوع ساعدني. يسوع سامحني. يسوع ادخل قلبي. We love you, and more importantly, he loves you. And hope to see you at a future episode. And you guys, let's pray for Mohammed Hijab. Pray that the light will come in. He could be like an Apostle Paul. If he could, just pray for him to get saved in Jesus' name. All right. Have a wonderful night.
If you have ever wondered why Dawah apologists lie so much, it's because on a rare occasion that they tell the truth. This happens.
One of the reasons I accepted Islam was the scientific miracles. I'll be honest with you. And now we know that this whole scientific miracles was absolute nonsense.
You're going to have to repeat that.
No. That the standard narrative has holes in it. That's what I'm going to say.